Christy Sanders, your independent Scentsy consultant. Welcome back to my house. And, oh, Facebook always does a little blinky thing and it throws me off. All right. So, welcome back to my house. I want to show you about our fragrance flowers. I don't know if everybody has seen the fragrance flowers, and I haven't talked about them in a while. This is Jack's little puppy, Lucas. And Lucas likes to get in trouble if you're not watching him. So, but if I put him in his crate upstairs, he wants to cry if he hears voices. So I didn't think that would be good for the video either. So I'm just going to have to hold him to keep him out of trouble for a few minutes while I talk to you about the fragrance flowers. So our fragrance flowers are kind of like reed diffusers, but they're just prettier. So they come in a box that looks like this. Okay. And I want to unbox one. I have one of my favorite fragrances is Winterberry Apple Tea. There it goes. And I did not remember that I had one of these stashed back. And so I was getting out a fragrance flower for another customer yesterday, and I found a Winterberry Apple Tea flower. And I thought, well, I've just got to open that up because I love it. And the Winterberry Apple Tea fragrance is actually out of stock right now, but I hope that it will come back before the end of the fall winter season. But if you've not tried this scent before, oh gosh, it's so good. But let me show you what the fragrance flower looks like. Okay. All right. So, well, I guess I should have showed you the box. Here. When you open the box, you've got this little instruction sheet, and then on the inside it looks like this. Okay, so you kind of got to put it together. You've got a silver ring that goes on the flower. Okay. You got this little bottle of oil. And your flower is in this box. It's got this little, you can't have this. It's got this little wick on it. So you can't have this, mister. Okay. Here we go. So this is what the flower looks like. It's thin and almost feels a little papery, but it's actually made of solo wood. And each one of these flowers, isn't it pretty? It's just pretty. Each one of these flowers are hand put together, handmade. You can see on the bottom where all these little petals of solo wood are tied together, and then it's on this little cord. The cord has, I don't know if you can see. It may not focus, but there's a little piece of paper tape on there, and you want to make sure that you take, you can't have this. You want to, Lucas, sit in my lap for a minute. You want to make sure that you take the tape off. There it comes. You can just kind of peel it off. Although I have used them without taking off the paper tape before I learned about it, and I think it works the same, but when I did take the time to read the little instruction page, it did say to remove the paper tape. So, all right. You can't have that either. All right. So here's your little papery, dry solo wood flower, okay? And then these, when they're shipped, they're wrapped in this plastic wrap. And I just kind of twist them like that and kind of work that plastic wrap off. But that's to keep them from leaking and shipping. And I brought a pair of scissors just in case. There we go. Maybe. There we go. Okay, and you just take this little cap off. On the inside, it's going to be a plastic stopper. You want to take that off too. No, Lucas, you can't have all this. All right, so take that plastic stopper out. You want to be real careful not to get these oils on anything. I don't want it on my computer. All right, so you just take that part off and throw it away. Then you got a little open bottle of oil. Put this little decorative ring on there, okay? And just drop your flower down. Oh gosh, this one smells so good. I'm so excited to open it up. All right, then you just put your little flower down in there. Okay? So our fragrance flowers last about 60 days. Now I've had some last longer than 60 days, and I have some that have lasted less than 60 days. There's a few things that determine how long that fragrance flower is going to last. The humidity of your room and the actual oils in that flower, I think some of them just dissolve faster, or not dissolve, I'm sorry, kind of evaporate into the air faster than others, but they on average will last about 60 days. Now this is one, you can see it's got about a half a bottle left. This is the Cozy Pumpkin and Vanilla fragrance flower, and I opened this one around, it was the beginning of October, maybe the end, about the beginning of October, I think. And you can see I still have a lot of oil left, but this one I've been keeping in my bathroom, and this is just a theory, but I think maybe it doesn't dry out as fast in there because it gets steamy in the bathroom maybe after a shower. But the ones that I have like in my living room where there's a fireplace, especially in the winter, they'll dry out faster. So that's just something to keep in mind when you're deciding where to place your flowers. But this one still smells really good. But I do think the faster they evaporate out into the air, the stronger the smell, if that makes sense. But so I don't know how long this one will last, but I think for sure it'll last a month and a half. After that, it just kind of depends. But of course, the flower's not really smelling yet. The oil has to have time to evaporate into up that little wick and soak the flower. And see how white it is right now? This one looks more of a creamy color because there's two reasons. One, this flower is soaked in that oil, and two, this oil has a little bit of cinnamon in it. And so some of the fragrances that have some of the darker spicy oils in them, even though the oil doesn't look dark, it's a little bit creamy color, and the flower is going to be a little bit that way. So some of the ones like a toasted acorn and oak looks a little more creamy when it's all soaked in like that. All right, so that's our fragrance flowers. That's all the facts that I know to tell you. A couple of things to keep in mind. If you have one of these sitting like on a nightstand or somewhere that's close to other things like picture frames or something like that, you want to make sure these petals are not touching your furniture or your picture frames or anything, because, you know, like this one is the one that's soaked up with oil. These petals, they get damp with the oil, and those oils can mess up the finish on your picture frames or on your... Oh, Lucas is just going to jump into the seat right next to me. He's an adventurous little dude. Fits right in with the Sanders family. All right, so you don't want to have these petals against anything that it might damage, because it will damage the surfaces of like your picture frames and stuff. So I just have them set where they're not touching anything. And one other tip that I had another consultant tell me, she said, always put your fragrance flower on a coaster. That way, if it does get bumped, or if it's on a table and that table jiggles a little bit, especially when it's brand new and real full, you don't want any kind of little splash to come out, which I really don't know how in the world that would happen. It would take quite a bump. But anyway, I got these cute little coasters to put them on just to, they look cute, and they will help protect the surfaces around where it is. And if you have your flower on a coaster, it's probably not going to be touching the flower's not going to be touching anything beside it. So I bought a pack of these coasters from Amazon, and I have 14 of them left. And anyone from my VIP group, if you purchase a flower until I run out, probably for the next week or two, for every fragrance flower that you purchase, I'm going to give you one of these coasters. And they just look cute to go put your fragrance flower on. Okay? So, and I got a big pack, and I am more than happy to share. So if you get a fragrance flower, I'm going to give you one of these to go with it. They make great little gifts. So y'all let me know if you want one. They are $16 for one, or if you bundle them, you can get 3 for $45. It saves $1. So, all right. Y'all have a great day. I am doing a bulk order later on tonight. So if you need anything, you send me a message, okay? See y'all later. Bye-bye.